Welcome to the ISO Show, dispelling myths and sharing tips for success to improve your business with ISO standards, with your host, Mel Blackmore.
Hello and welcome to the ISO Show. Regular listeners might be aware that I'm not the usual host. I'm Steph Churchman and I'm the Communications Manager here at Blackmores. Now, I'm usually the one behind the scenes doing the editing and the publishing of the podcasts, but I'm stepping in for Mel this week as she's taking a break. And I'm not alone today. I'm joined by Darren Morrow, who is a Senior Isologist at Blackmores. And we're going to be talking about some top tips for anyone considering implementing ISO 50001, based on Darren's experience with our clients over the years. So glad to have you on this episode, Darren.
Hi Steph, glad to be here.
Great. It's been quite a while since we last had you on the show. I believe that was way back when we were talking about ISO 45003. Now, before I let Darren share his wisdom, I'd like to give you a bit of context about ISO 50001, which is the standard for energy management. I won't go into great detail as we did do a full 3-part series breaking down the implementation process step by step. I believe that's episodes 84, 85 and 88 if you wanted to go back and give those a listen. Now, in a nutshell, ISO 50001 is all about continually improving energy performance, energy efficiency, energy use and energy consumption. By implementing an energy management system, you'll be able to fully understand and monitor and measure your use of energy. Like most other ISOs, continual improvement is at the heart of ISO 50001, and it's also based on the Annex SL format, so it shares some similarities with standards such as ISO 9001 and ISO 14001. In fact, if you've got ISO 14001 in place, you're already halfway there, so it might be worth considering adopting ISO 50001. Now, as we mentioned in a few recent episodes, ISO 50001 will also help you comply with ESOS, which is the Energy Savings Opportunities Scheme here in the UK. Those that were intending to go down the ISO 50001 route are in luck too, as the Phase 3 deadline has now been extended to June 2024. So if you'd like to learn more about that, you can go back and give episode 138 a listen. Right, now I've probably rambled on enough, so I'm going to hand you over to Darren Morrow, who'll be taking you through his top 5 tips for implementation. Over to you, Darren.
Thanks Steph. For my top 5 tips, I've considered elements that may seem obvious but can be some of the more challenging aspects for not only implementation but on the continual journey to support the business and ultimately improvement. That is what this standard is all about, understanding and improvement of your organisational energy sources and consumption. I've started where we always seem to start, and that's at the top, using ISO language, leadership and commitment. I've picked a couple of key areas under top management commitment that I believe are important for an energy management system, indeed any management system, to be effective. So number 1, top management commitment and allocation of resources. This is vital, as with any management system, that the reason for implementation and management, the requirements and aims, along with expectations of everyone within the business for their support, is clearly demonstrated and communicated from the top down. With an energy management system, part of this commitment includes making sure suitable resources are available. Resources can include people for implementation, maintenance, improvement of the systems, including the means for gathering and reporting data. This is an area we'll cover at the next point. Financial support. There will be times where investment will be required, ensuring existing equipment maintenance and servicing is undertaken as required to maintain efficiency. However, as equipment ages, there will be times that replacement is inevitable. Plant equipment is being designed to be more efficient, so monitoring and preparing for potential upgrades through budget allocations is important. And the allocation of clear responsibilities for individuals. So for example, gathering data such as meter readings, fuel usage, so that this can be done consistently and the data is not only available but accurate. And we are looking at the data next. So number 2, data and data collection. So data collection is the cornerstone for supporting decision making and also to be able to demonstrate improvement. For data collection, we need to understand certain things. An energy review will support the identification of energy sources, identify and understand energy use, and determine clear performance monitoring and indicators, or ENPIs as we call them, leading to the determination of the data required. So data quality, identification of what data is required to be collected, when to collect the data, how to collect the data is important. We need to identify sources of energy and your energy consumption from the energy review. The quality, precision and accuracy of the data collected needs to be considered and monitored if measuring and monitoring results are to be meaningful. Data collection frequency should be determined and maintained to support the overall statistical analysis. For example, if we're reading meters, decide at what intervals these are to be read. This could be monthly, weekly. We need to set a target reading time. For example, first working day of the month or 8 o'clock every Monday morning. Using this data will enable the calculation, determination of energy performance indicators, the ENPIs, and the energy baseline, along with any relevant variables for forward monitoring. Finally, we need to set goals and targets for the improvement. This can be in overall energy consumption, specific equipment improvements, other ratios measures such as consumption per person of consumption versus revenue. This is all important elements related to the data collection. Number 3, align and integrate. So many companies will have multiple standards or already have a standard in place, so we look to align and integrate where possible with other business management systems. As mentioned earlier, 14001 is a good example. Doing this helps us align goals and strategies so that we don't have systems going in different directions. This sounds simple, but not always undertaken effectively. When implementing an energy management system, consider any other management systems that are already in place and look at the similarities. Any elements that already exist that can be tweaked or expanded. This way, it is treated as business as usual. And avoid the silos. All departments are involved, whether they're through just basic consumption, whether they're involved in purchasing or procurement, or equipment that uses energy, and the operations within the business for the maintenance of equipment. We need to make sure that all of these individuals, all of these departments are aware. And this leads me to my next point: communication, training and awareness. This flows through all standards, but it is important because communication, as we noted with leadership, plays a key role in any system. We need to communicate the requirements, the goals, the commitments, objectives or targets so that everybody is aware. We need to keep staff informed of what's going on, as their involvement and direct action support the achievement of goals and targets along with identifying any improvements. If communication is not effective, there is a very real chance that those same individuals can have a negative impact on energy use and improvement. So we need to assign roles. We need to communicate those roles. We create a team or assign a champion. This supports the effectiveness of data collection and can also increase motivation and encourage identification of energy saving opportunities throughout the business. And energy savings require the commitment of the whole workforce. So the communication, awareness, training, it goes throughout. Ideally, we will have champions where the organisation and people in there can help support driving change, drive any savings, and actually drive that awareness and keep the communication flows. And finally, another simple tip, but key to support improvement. Any and all identified opportunities can be and should be logged and monitored for suitability no matter how far out there these may be. Some may not be appropriate or feasible immediately, or in the short term, possibly due to costs or investment requirements. However, once an opportunity is logged, it can be monitored, financial support and budget requirements can be planned. There will be time when replacement equipment, etc. becomes critical to the business. With the logging of the original opportunity, costs, timeframes for return on investment, etc. can already be determined. Budgets can already be in place. Additionally, as time passes and equipment design and production improves, required plant and equipment can become more cost effective and better in their energy efficiency. So, that's my 5 tips. We covered commitment from the top and also throughout the business, data collection, how important it is, consider aligning and integrating systems where possible, communication, training and awareness, and the recording of opportunities. All these will help make life easier with implementing a management system for 50,001. So that's it from me, Steph.
Fantastic. Thanks for sharing those top tips, Darren. I'm sure that's given our listeners a lot to think about. Well, I think that's all we have time for today. So make sure you keep an eye out for the next episode where we'll have Darren back, and he'll be highlighting some of the common mistakes made while implementing an energy management system. As a quick reminder, we recently released an energy bundle of coffee break training on the Isologist Hub, which is our online membership. This bundle covers basic energy management, basic water management, basic waste management, and air conditioning management. If you're not already a member of the Hub, we are offering a buy one get one free deal on memberships, which is a saving of over £1,200. So to get a full tour of the Hub before committing to anything, you can book a demo with us via our website, www.blackmoresuk.com. And finally, we'd really appreciate if you took the time to subscribe and leave us a review on your preferred media player, as this really does help us to reach a wider audience. Thank you, and I look forward to seeing you on the next ISO show.
Looking to use ISO standards to drive better business practice? Contact us at blackmoresuk.com to access further information and book your free 15-minute call.